Hello, health-conscious viewers, and welcome to Healthy Living. On our program today, we will take a look at the effect of a vegan diet on morning sickness during pregnancy. According to recent research, about 2/3 of women in the United States suffer from morning sickness during pregnancy. But why does the condition occur at this time? Is it in any way related to diet? Do vegan mothers experience less morning sickness? Let's begin by reviewing some studies on the links between diet and morning sickness. Dr. Paul W. Sherman, professor of neurobiology and behavior at Cornell University, New York, USA, and Dr. Samuel M. Flaxman, a University of Colorado evolutionary behaviorist, recently conducted extensive research on this topic. They examined tens of thousands of women and concluded that nausea and vomiting during pregnancy, NVP, actually serves a beneficial function by helping to protect both mother and unborn child. Dr. Sherman stated, "Our study shows that nausea and vomiting in pregnancy is beneficial by expelling such foods as meat and strong-tasting vegetables that historically and still may contain harmful toxins and microorganisms that could potentially sicken the woman and damage her fetus just when its organs are developing and are most vulnerable to chemicals." The researchers also found that many pregnant women often develop a strong aversion to certain foods that they may have previously enjoyed. If the women continue to consume these foods, despite their innate aversion, they are more likely to experience NVP or morning sickness. The most commonly reported aversions or repulsions were toward meat, fish, poultry, and eggs, the foods most likely to carry harmful microorganisms and parasites. In addition, many pregnant women developed a strong dislike for alcohol, strong-tasting vegetables, and caffeinated beverages. Dr. Sandeep Gupta is a medical doctor from Queensland, Australia. Dr. Gupta is a member of the Australian Integrative Medicine Association and the Australasian College of Nutritional and Environmental Medicine, with a special interest in vegetarian and vegan nutrition. Dr. Gupta was asked if a vegan diet is a healthy choice for pregnant mothers.
Protein can be found from a variety of plant-based foods. Okay, so we're talking about nuts and seeds, talking about legumes, which includes lentils, chickpeas, soy products, etc. We've got other kind of superfoods like spirulina, chlorella, blue-green algae. We've got other protein supplements we can take in the way of hemp protein or kind of a carob protein or a rice protein. As you can see, and even whole grains have a substantial amount of protein in them. So really it's about having a balanced diet rich in whole foods and superfoods, and that can provide adequate protein for all stages of life.
The study by Dr. Sherman and Flaxman was published in the July 2008 issue of the American Naturalist. It uncovered another surprising fact. Women from 7 traditional societies did not suffer from morning sickness. After examining the diets of these groups, the researchers learned that in 6 of the societies, the women's food intake was either vegan or primarily plant-based, and little or no meat had been consumed. The Cornell University study concluded that in cultures where women experience higher rates of morning sickness, more meat was being consumed.
The American Dietetics Association and other similar organizations around the world have said that a well-balanced vegetarian diet is appropriate for all stages of life. So a well-balanced diet that supplies all necessary nutrients under the vegan conditions can certainly be very appropriate for pregnancy.
Ms. Amanda Benham is a vegan and accredited practicing dietitian from Australia. She holds many degrees in nutrition, including a graduate diploma in human nutrition and another in nutrition and dietetics, and a master's degree in health science. Besides being a dietitian, she's also mother of 2 lifelong vegan youths. Ms. Benham gives her advice on the nutritional needs for vegan mothers.
Planning a pregnancy is a time to start looking at your diet. They need to look at their calcium intake because they're needing to make bones of a baby, so they are going to be using extra calcium. During pregnancy, they're making a whole blood stream for their baby, which requires iron for the hemoglobin, so they need to look at their iron intake. Vitamin B12 is very important, development of the baby's brain, and vitamin D, getting some sunshine for a few hours every week.
When Healthy Living returns, we will visit some vegan mothers to hear their experiences with their chosen diet and its correlation with morning sickness. Please keep your dial tuned here to Supreme Master Television.
DVD, The Dogs and Birds in My Life, is a compilation of experiences and tales from the Supreme Master Ching Hai as she recalls her life with her beautiful pets. This DVD follows the highly successful and recommended books, The Dogs in My Life and The Birds in My Life, which have both been international bestsellers. The Dogs and Birds in My Life DVD also displays the loving relationship between her pets as the 10 dogs and 24 birds interact on a daily basis. Supreme Master Ching Hai also shares with us her pets' personalities, behavior, and their unique kindness. Like Benny, who would gently guard injured birds until they are rescued, clearly illustrating the similarity of animals' emotions to humans, like their need to love and receive affection. Ideal gift for animal lovers, young and old alike, the DVD, The Dogs and Birds in My Life, is now available and can be acquired online by visiting thecelestialshop.com, eatingrules.com, and smchbooks.com.
Welcome back to Healthy Living. Our program today explores the vegan diet during pregnancy and its reduction of morning sickness. Another recent study on the relationship between diet and morning sickness was conducted by Drs. Gillian V. Pepper and S. Craig Roberts from the School of Biological Sciences, University of Liverpool, United Kingdom. This research, which evaluated 56 cases of food intake and morning sickness from 21 countries, found that overall nausea and vomiting was significantly linked to high intake of meat, milk, eggs, sugars, and stimulants. In sharp contrast, women whose diet was totally or primarily plant-based suffered very little or no morning sickness. And the more grains and beans a mother ate, the lower the probability of NVP. The scientists stated that their results provide further evidence for an association between diet and NVP prevalence across populations, and support for the idea that NVP serves an adaptive, prophylactic function against potentially harmful foodstuffs.
As a registered nurse, could you tell us about a vegan diet while you're pregnant?
Yeah, you just need to be careful that you have a balanced diet. As always, as a vegan, you need to make sure that you get calcium and B12 from plants, and you plan carefully. So you really need to learn from a group of people that are already established in eating that kind of diet, and from health people, and then you just eat very healthfully with tofu, beans, options as proteins.
In an informal online forum hosted by www.vegsource.org, a pregnant mother asked if going pure vegan was likely to help her avoid morning sickness. Several mothers responded, reporting that on a 100% pure vegan diet, they experienced absolutely no morning sickness during any of their pregnancies.
I've been a vegetarian all my life, and I've been a vegan the last 10 years. I didn't have any problems when I was pregnant. I wasn't sick. I didn't have any morning sickness. I was very, very blessed.
Anna from Brisbane, Australia is a vegan mother who is currently 20 weeks pregnant. She also shares her thoughts on the topic.
And how long have you been following a vegan diet?
It's been 6 or 7 years now. So I was raised as a vegetarian, a pure vegetarian diet with no egg. I was very lucky.
And have you had any morning sickness during this pregnancy?
No, I haven't. It's very nice to be able to say I haven't been sick. I'd be interested to know what the science says about it. My mother, who was vegetarian and raised 6 children, she never had a day of morning sickness in all her pregnancies. So perhaps there's something in the vegetarian-vegan approach.
In Europe, our Hungarian Association member shared with us her experience following the vegan diet during her pregnancy with baby Maddie, who recently turned 1.
Jelentkezett nálad a reggeli rosszulét?
Nem, én egyáltalán nem voltam rosszul reggelenként.
Mit tettél ebben az időszakban?
Ezen kívül nagyon sok gabonafélét ettem, rizst, kőlest, kinoát szinte minden nap, zöldséget és gyümölcsöt, és néhányszor tofut is. Tudom, hogy az algákban, a vadon termő ehető növényekben is elegendő mennyiségű B12 vitamin található, és ezen kívül lehet venni vitaminkészítményeket és B12-vel dúsított termékeket is.
Szerinted téged mennyiben segített a terhességedben az, hogy vegán vagy?
Szerintem nekem nagyon sokat segített. Az egész terhesség alatt nagyon jól éreztem magam, végig tudtam fizikai munkát végezni, még az utolsó napokban is tudtam dolgozni a kertben, illetve még a szülés előtti néhány órában is egy nagy sétát tettem az erdőben, egy több órás sétát, és a szülés is nagyon fájdalommentes volt, nem volt semmilyen komplikáció. A szülést követő első pár hónapokban is sok energiám volt.
We hear a lot about how vegan babies are actually developing much better. What's your opinion about that?
That's true. I was reading that babies born to vegan mothers weigh more. I gave birth to him in March and he weighed 8 pounds 7 ounces. And he's super healthy. He hasn't been sick and he didn't have jaundice or anything when he was born, and his APGARs were 8 and 9. And I'm a nurse, and so I'm just really happy, and it's really wonderful to be a vegetarian.
As further research continues to be conducted, the evidence is mounting that a vegan diet is a very healthy alternative during pregnancy. A vegan diet may reduce morning sickness, making this time a much more enjoyable experience for both mother and her developing baby.
Én azt üzenném, hogy vágjanak bele bátran a vegán terhességbe, mivel ez a legjobb, amit a saját maguk, illetve a babájuk számára tehetnének, és a világ számára is.
As further research continues to be conducted, the evidence is mounting that a vegan diet is a very healthy alternative during pregnancy. A vegan diet may reduce morning sickness, making this time a much more enjoyable experience for both mother and her developing baby. Thank you for joining us today on Healthy Living. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for Science and Spirituality. Up next, right after noteworthy news. May your days be filled with joy, love, and laughter.